Hey there, Sabine here, back with 90-day visibility challenge. And so I just wanted to share one of the other things that came to me through download. And so I have been in the space of, I won't call it a transition because I believe the transition has already happened, but I've been in the space of integration for quite some time. I would say mostly this year. And what I mean by that is the way of being that I had been accustomed to, or maybe even conditioned to be for a very long time, I decided that I didn't want to be that way anymore. And I've gone through this process over the last couple of years of really transitioning away from that in many of the dimensions in my life, if not all of them, quite honestly. And now I'm in the space of integrating the old with the new. Now, there have been seasons where this has happened, but I wasn't aware that that was what was happening. And so in those seasons, I would get very, very frustrated and I would get very angry that things hadn't shifted yet, that I was still experiencing the old, even though I knew, I was doing the work towards the new. And so what I learned were two things. So to bring this into a practical sense, right? There's a law called the law of polarity. And what the law of polarity says is that for everything there's an opposite, right? So we have hot and cold, dark, light, open, closed, right? So we know what the polarities of things are. One of the things that I like to use is the penny as a symbol, right? Or any coin, but I'll just use the US penny for this, right? On one side, we know it's Lincoln's head, and on the other side, it's some building, the Capitol building, right? We know that if we're holding a penny and we can only see Lincoln's head, it doesn't negate the fact that the Capitol or whatever that building is on the other side. It just means that we don't see it because we're focused on Lincoln's head. So fast forward, I'm having this moment. I'm thinking about something, and then all of a sudden my mind starts to take me down this route of thinking about this challenge that I'm having, right? And for a while I'm letting these thoughts play out, and then I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, stop. No, we're not doing that. And in the past, I would have been like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm still ruminating on this. I can't believe this is still happening. In this particular moment, though, that's not what happened. What I did was, okay, mind, thank you. Thank you. I acknowledge that this thing, this challenge exists, and I appreciate you for bringing it to my attention. And at the same time, I know that because that exists, so does this. And I started speaking into the opposite of it. I started declaring that I choose to experience the opposite of that particular challenge. And had a whole, spiritual moment or whatever the case may be, which kind of allowed me to integrate the two. And so I'm sharing this because oftentimes when we are shifting or when we're integrating or when we're going after something new and the old starts to, raise its head, it's so easy for us to, be frustrated or to ignore it or even to get pulled back into it because we think, oh, it's here, so it must be true. So what I'm inviting you to do is whatever it is that you're experiencing now, right? Or whatever thoughts you're having right now, if they're not the thing that you want to be experiencing or the thoughts that you want to be having, ask yourself, what is the opposite of this? And then choose to focus, to speak about, to do the thing that you actually want. It doesn't negate, it's not ignoring that the other thing exists. And in fact, I would encourage you to acknowledge that the other thing exists because, what we resist persists, right? So don't resist it, acknowledge it, and then intentionally, verbally, whatever that looks like for you, choose to acknowledge its opposite and declare that its opposite is what you want to experience. I think this is just a powerful tool for you to tap into at any given time because with so much outside of our control, we forget that we have agency. We have agency over our mind. We have agency over our thoughts. We have agency over our experiences. But when we're not conscious and we're not paying attention, one negative thought can lead to two negative thoughts, can lead to 13 negative thoughts. All of a sudden, you've had an entire day of negative thoughts, and now you're looking around like, why does my life look like this? So I'm inviting you to be aware, pay attention, and be intentional that when you're thinking about something or you're experiencing something that you actually don't want, you acknowledge it, you accept it, and then you choose its opposite. So that's what I have for you today. I will be back tomorrow with tomorrow's session. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk soon. Take care.